Welcome to Lent, what we know in the church as holy spring cleaning season. It's the time when the church invites us to take a break from all the things that have taken up too much space in our lives and to clear out all the things that have gotten in the way of following Jesus so that our hearts can be renewed and refocused. And you know what that's like when you finally clean things out, whether it's your closet or your desk. You find things that you dearly missed. You realize all the stuff that you have that you simply don't need, and you clear out space for the things that actually matter. And this is what we do in Lent. So this Lent, I want to offer you a few questions before we walk into it together. One, what is getting in the way as you try to walk with God? And two, what do you need permission to let go of during this season? And three, what do you need permission to take time for, to allow yourself to do? I don't know what the answers are for you. Maybe you need permission to set down social media, or your need to always be busy. Maybe you need permission to set aside your doubts about faith and if prayer really works, and actually just try it out anyway. Maybe you need permission to take time for those life-giving things, whatever they are for you. Maybe it's a hobby, or taking time alone, or taking time to be able to go out and serve your neighbor, even if you have to stay home to do it. I don't know what those things are for you, but this is what Lent invites us to do. And it's not a sad time, even though a lot of people think of it that way. But the work of spring cleaning also isn't necessarily always the most fun. Giving up the things that we need, that we think we need, and the things that we try to depend on is hard. And choosing to do the life-giving thing rather than the thing that is really easy. It takes a little bit of time getting used to. Just like when we try to eat healthier or be more active. It doesn't come easy at first. And so that's why I'm so grateful that during Lent, we don't have to walk this journey alone. The Christian community walks with us in this, because the community knows that making space for God matters. So in these days, churches around us will have extra times of prayer and study. Our campus ministry will be sending out daily Bible verses and reflections to remind us to take that time when we may have forgotten. And I will encourage you to find a sibling in the faith who can cheer you on when the work of making space for God in your life is just a little too hard or overwhelming. But people of God know that in this holy spring cleaning season, the reason we're making space is for God. And a God who reminds us that God is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. So when we clear out space in our lives and our hearts and our minds, we make space for God to come, to overwhelm us with goodness and with healing for those things that are broken in our lives. We make space for God to give us wisdom and courage for the work that God needs us to do in the world. When we clear out that other junk, we make space for God to delight us with joy again. And we make space for God's love to finally make its home within us, to live in us, and flow through us to a world that needs us. So have a blessed Lent, and know that you are beloved ones of God, and that the work you do in Lent of clearing out space and making time for God, this matters. Amen.